If you're considering purchasing the BORA Speedhorse XT sawhorses, there's a handful of things that you'll want to know before you make your purchase, so be sure to watch this entire video because I'm about to break it all down for you now. The team over at BORA Tool was kind enough to send me these Speedhorse XTs so that I could break down the details for you, and I'm going to be evaluating them based on 3 categories. First is portability, second is ease of use, and 3 is function, and then we'll talk about price at the tail end. When it comes to portability, my biggest concern was weight. BORA says that these weigh 22 pounds each. When I weighed them myself, they actually came in at 22.1 pounds each, which is a nice drop in weight. However, at 22.1 pounds, these are not heavy to carry and they're very easy to maneuver. They each have a very nice carry handle that's positioned right on the top of the Speedhorse, and it's on both sides of the Speedhorse, so you can get your hand around the horse when you're carrying it around. Now the top of the Speedhorse is 3 inches wide, so you don't need a huge hand to get around the top in order to hold both sides of that carry handle. And if you're carrying 2 Speedhorses at the exact same time, it is not tough at 22.1 pounds each. When it comes to ease of storage, this is a very important detail for me because if you're like me, you don't have a dedicated workspace and you need to be able to put your tools in a place where it's not going to occupy a lot of space. When they are fully collapsed, the Speedhorse is 6 inches tall, 3 inches wide, and 45 inches long from end to end. So as long as you have a space that's big enough to hold 1 or 2 of these, you can very easily slide it in, whether it's a closet or an area between the wall and a desk. Doesn't matter, they are very easy to store. And now for the most important category, and that is functional use. How well are these going to work for you when you need to use them? The top of the Speedhorse has a nice abrasive surface to it, so if you need to hold your material down, it gives you a little bit of extra grip. There are also holes throughout the top of the Speedhorse, so you can drill from the inside of your Speedhorse out to hold a 2x4 in place. This will give you a nice sacrificial top to the Speedhorse so that you don't cut into the top of the metal here by mistake, messing up both your Speedhorse and your saw blade. On the ends of the Speedhorse, you'll notice that there are grooves cut out here which are perfectly sized for 2x4s. This gives you the option to connect one Speedhorse to the other, giving you a rail top on both sides. Again, using a 2x4, you're not going to be sawing into anything or ruining your Speedhorse. There are also holes in the end of the Speedhorse so that you can drill directly into those 2x4s, holding them in place while you're doing your cutting. Now the legs are released via this easy release lever right here underneath the handle. Pull the lever and the legs immediately come out of the bottom of the Speedhorse. They set up wicked fast. And when you're ready to collapse your Speedhorse back down for storage, there is a lever right up in the top of the Speedhorse here. You literally just pull up on this guy and that releases the legs so that they go back down into the housing of the Speedhorse. Now I have run into some challenges where I do this and the legs do not collapse together right away. You just have to pull back on the hinge between the legs in order to get them to go down inside the housing. And it does not matter what order you release your legs in. There is a non-sequential order to this. So you can do one end one time, the next end the next time. It will always collapse perfectly every time you close it. From the bottom to the top of the Speedhorse, it is a 30-inch measurement when you're at your lowest setting. It does adjust up to 36 inches, which is nice, and it goes on 1-inch increments across all 4 legs, so you have independent control on the height on each of the legs. This helps tremendously if you're on an uneven surface and you're trying to keep your sawhorse as level as humanly possible. To adjust the legs, there is a lever right behind the back of each leg. Push the lever and the bottom slides up and down. Move it into whatever position that you want, and it does have a lock, a quick lock, so it locks into place whenever you adjust it. So if you want to go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, so on and so forth, right? You just move it up and down by depressing that little lever behind the leg. Now I will say that my only complaint with these Speedhorses so far is that the legs don't always go all the way back in when you collapse the Speedhorse, but it's really not a major issue unless you're really in a situation where you need to close these with one hand and you have no choice. So at $169 for a pair of these Speedhorse XTs, Is it worth the price? I've been using these plastic sawhorses for years, and they're great if you don't care about what happens to them with paint and stuff, but there's no adjustments on these things. I hate them with a passion. So if you ask me, at 169 bucks for 2 Speedhorses that are gonna last you forever, it is well worth the spend. Maybe a sawhorse is a little bit too much for you and you're looking for a portable work table that you can use in your driveway or in your yard. And for more information on the BORA Centipede workbench, click or tap on this video. And until the next time, keep doing it yourself.